Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Andrea and I have been selling on Etsy for 8 years. This YouTube channel is just where we talk about life as an Etsy seller, strategies I've learned in the past, things I'm currently trying. Basically, we talk about Etsy. So if that is what you are interested in, you are in the right place. Today specifically, I'm going to be bringing you guys along for a little more of a lifestyle video as I set goals for 2023. This is something that I've been needing to do, and so we are going to set goals together, and yeah, that's what we're doing today. So like I mentioned, this is going to be a little bit more of a lifestyle video. I am just sitting here at my kitchen table with my notebook, my computer, a couple drinks, non-alcoholic, because if you didn't see, I am pregnant. Just some fun, like little, I don't know, like basically like an orange juice. But this is gonna be more of a lifestyle video where I just bring you guys along to set goals with me. So I've kind of already had some goals for 2023 stirring around in my head as far as what I want to do. I am a person that, I feel like I'm not super good at goal setting. I know that there are people who are like very good at it. They're like vision board people, all that kind of stuff. I feel like I'm not like, it's really a weird thing because I feel like I'm not that organized of a person, and I feel like that translates through to my goal setting. Which is interesting because I feel like I am a very clean person. So I'm fake organized. I look organized, but I'm really not. So all that being said, I'm not saying that this is the absolute best way to set goals and get them done. I'm just saying that it's what I do. I will not speak to like what would be like the best way, because I don't know if I'm the person to do that. So all that being said, I kind of jotted down in my notebook some personal and business broad goals. And whenever I do goal setting, I set like a pretty broad goal. Depending on what it is, I set a pretty broad goal, and then I break it down into like, okay, what do I actually need to do this? And so at the top level, they would not be considered SMART goals by any measurable thing, but I turn them into SMART goals down the line. Like, I feel like the top broad goals, which I have already written down, are like the direction that I want to go with my life or with my business in the coming year, rather than like, I want to make $10,000 on Sherpas or whatever it might be. So I have already written those down, and basically what I'm going to be doing is kind of walking you guys through what those look like, and then kind of breaking down with you guys on camera what the other steps for that would be. So what the like more SMART goal steps would be for breaking these big goals down. Right out the gate, I have way more personal goals this year than I do business goals. I feel like this year is going to be just really, really different than any other year I've ever lived, because obviously we are adding a child to the mix. I mean, I don't know if you're new to this channel, you might not know that. I guess I mentioned it earlier, but basically we're having our first kiddo. And so it is going to be quite different than like a typical year. And that is definitely making me want to not change, but like make more personal decisions about our like regular everyday lives rather than the business decision. So that is what this is mostly. And I was gonna toss in that I have never been the type of person to pick a word of the year. I've never done that. I don't even know like if I would be able to like keep that in mind throughout the whole year. Like if I would be the type of person that would be like, okay, this is your word of the year. This is your word of the year. Like maybe if I hung it up above my desk or something. But I really do think that this year, as I set goals and kind of tailor the goals around what I want this year to look like, I really do think that my word of the year would just be less. I want to do less so that I can make room for more family time, more time spent with her whenever she arrives. I really want to scale back some stuff, which is sometimes difficult for me. because I am the type of person that really wants to do like a lot of home projects, a lot of business projects, a lot of that kind of stuff. And I really, really, really want to focus on doing less so that I can have just more time with the people that I really want to have time with, and just, I don't know, just value that time more, because I don't get this time back. Like, I'm like, I can always make more money. We can always paint the basement again. We can always do all the projects. But like, she'll only be a newborn once. We'll only be in this phase once. And so I really want to focus on trying to get good at doing less, so that when the time to be a mother arrives, and even like as we add more kids down the line, saying no for better yeses becomes easier for me. So that is definitely a goal I have, and definitely reflects throughout the goals that I'm setting, that I really want to try and focus on doing less this year. So all that being said, I want to walk you guys through the personal goals and business goals that I have, and just kind of jot down some things that I'm going to be, I guess maybe I'll type them. I feel like it'll be easier, and like I'll look at it more if I type it. Because I feel like I don't pull out journals unless like I don't look at journals unless I like pull them out. So if I'm looking away, it's because I'm typing. So first things first, I'm going to walk through the personal goals really quickly. Not quickly. I'm going to put this on like a new Trello board, I think. Type in 2023 goals. So I'm going to just type in, well, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to make like a list for each goal that I have. So the first personal goal I have is to have an unmedicated birth. So we are planning to have an unmedicated birth with her, which means like no epidural, no Pitocin, no all the things that apparently makes birth way easier. So people who are watching this who have not had birth before, they might be like, you're freaking joking. But that's our goal. So the thing that we have chosen is to do the Bradley method. And so I already have the book. I don't need to order it, but I'm going to break down what I need to do. And so obviously we need to read the Bradley book, and we need to practice that Bradley method. So that it is, so that we're ready, so that we are ready for the birth, even if that's possible. And the Bradley book apparently goes into like all of, like my sisters say, it's everything that you need. So that is basically, I feel like all I need to do in order to make that happen. And on top of like educating myself, but I will be doing that anyways. It's not something that I feel like I need to like write down. I feel like that goes in that, but that is definitely a really big personal goal that we have this year. I'm not even gonna write this next one down because I've already been doing it, but I figured I'd tell you guys that I have a goal of eating breakfast this year, and that's already been going really, really well. In order to do it, I have made, this is gonna sound so stupid because I know that a lot of people eat breakfast and it doesn't sound like a big deal, but we like equipped ourselves better. I felt like we never had any breakfast food on hand, and so it became like way harder. And so we went to the local butcher and got like sausage patties to make and stuff like that were like good and healthy and good for that. And so that'll be better. The next thing I really, really want to do is like, I feel like I have the personality to be a worrier. And so I really want to manage my worries better. Is that a word? And so that is going to look like I feel like that's going to be a hard goal to do. There are some things that I know help me. Like I really like to have quiet time in the morning where I can journal and read my Bible. And if I don't get that for extended periods of time, it does make me worry a lot more. But I also think that it's going to be a situation where I need to trial and error it out and like try going on walks maybe, or, I don't know, I thought I could maybe considered yoga, like doing some things that are like the typical, like when you research like how to control your worries. I don't know if I need to be like doing some social media fasting or whatever, but I definitely think the biggest thing would be journaling in the morning consistently. I feel like I need to take some vitamins for this and control sugar. I notice that whenever I have way too much sugar, I get like for extended periods of time, I get more worried. And then just trial and error, which is not like, that is not a good goal. Like obviously saying trial and error is not a very smart goal, but I do think that that is like the only way to do it. And just be really, really diligent about watching that. And then the last personal goal I have is to organize our home. I want to organize our home so bad before she comes. Our house is, like I said, I'm not a very organized person, but I'm very clean. And so our house, the mess is always put away, but it's not always put away, but it's not hard to get it put away, but it is hard to keep everything clean. And I think part of that is because it's very unorganized. And so I'm just gonna start by going room by room and organizing the bathrooms, and then I'm gonna organize the kitchen. I'm in the current process of doing the bathrooms. I'm gonna start on the kitchen next, and then I need to organize our closets and cabinets. And I really feel like if I just go step by step and go through and organize, that we will have much better success at keeping stuff put away and keeping the house clean easier, which I really want to do before she comes. So that one has like, actually all three of these personal goals have a deadline of July, because that is whenever she is supposed to arrive. The business goals that I have are to scale back my business. So that is obviously a wild thing to say on a YouTube channel about growth on Etsy, about success on Etsy, but this year, and I think I can justify it by saying that like one of the things that I love and have always loved about Etsy is that it's always been, besides the time where I've overstretched myself, it's always been what I needed it to be, and it's always been capable of being what I needed it to be. And so it's been a part-time job. It's been, there's been times where it's generated more of like a full-time income. And I really want to take it down, and I really want to scale it back. And I think that I really love, I don't think that, I know that what I really love about Etsy is that you can kind of make it what you want it to be. And that is going to take some work for me, because I don't know that I've ever, I mean, I have intentionally scaled back more than once in the shop, but I don't know that I've ever intentionally scaled back to the degree that I want to this year because of her. And so that will take some effort, but it's definitely a goal that I have, and it'll have a lot of little goals associated. So we're going to start breaking that down now. So the first little goal that is going to have to happen, or the little, I guess, step, it's less of a goal and more of a step to achieve the overall thing, is to delete our Shopify site. Yeah, so that is something that I feel like people can't believe I'm doing. To be honest, I'm still like, is this what I want to do? And I think the answer is yes. I've explained it in another video, which I will link in the cards, but basically my husband and I kind of landed on the fact that I need to be Etsy exclusive in order to scale back, and it takes out an expense. It takes out just another site to manage, because it just is like, you know how it is, like when I list something, now I have to list two of them and yada yada. It just makes it easier. The next thing is something that I don't know that I ever thought I would do, and I'm going to delete our Instagram account. I'm not going to get too into the specifics. I'm also going to delete Facebook. So I'm just going to put Instagram and Facebook. I'm still deciding on email list, but I'm not going to get into the specifics. Gosh, that's hard to say. I'm not going to get too specific with this, because I will be making a video later this month explaining the decision to delete the Shopify and delete the Instagram. And so that will be one of those things where you can just tune back in if you want to hear like the full-fledged explanation, but that is definitely one step I need to take in order to scale back my business this year. Part of what I want to do whenever I scale back my business is spend less time. Obviously, like I said, I want to be doing less. I want to be doing less in my business, less with our home lives. And I feel like that was pretty indicative or shown whenever I was setting my personal goals, is that like, I just want to organize so we can be cleaning less. And I just want to do like, I don't have any super huge goals for like home projects, so I'm sure we'll still have our garden and all that kind of stuff, but I just want to focus on doing less. And I really want to be good at saying like, nope, we can wait to do some projects, which my husband will love. But part of like scaling back the business is to be able to list items that are going to be higher profit for less work. And so like, if you have been following along this channel, there's like a few items that I can think of. We have like a simple crew neck with just an initial on it. We have the collar crew neck. Our Sherpa pullovers are very easy to make and pretty high profit for us. Those kinds of items, like those are the ones that are running through my head. I want to be able to do like all of those. And so one thing that I'm going to be adding to my business this year for the first time ever is a product research tool. I have chosen to use Everbee for my product research tool. To be honest, I've tried a lot of them, and Everbee is just the one that makes sense with my brain, and it's the one I really liked. And I didn't feel like I needed to get like familiar with it before it was really useful to me. And so I will be using Everbee in order to search for products, like really just search for products that will be very, very high selling, high revenue, and less time for us. That is like what I want the most, is for products to be yielding high results with as little amount of work from me, so that we can spend more time together as a family. So obviously that's the goal of every business, but I feel like whenever we're adding a daughter to the mix, we're adding a kid to the mix, it is going to be even more important that every second spent on my business we are getting every single, like we're getting the most out of every second. And so I'm going to be using Everbee to help me with the product research so that we can accomplish that. And that is definitely something that's I'm really excited about to bring you guys along on the journey as we learn more about Everbee and what it's going to do for my business. Yeah, I'm really excited about that. It feels like a project, like obviously I can't do nothing all year, so I know that I'm saying less, but it feels like a project that I can add that will just be such a high return and value for me. And so because of that, I'm very excited to add the Everbee to the workflow and to the goals. The last business goal that I have for 2023 is to move. And so if you saw I think I titled it like big changes are coming. I'll link it in the cards, but basically, I think I already did link it in the cards earlier in this video. I could be wrong, but basically I made a video about changes that are coming to our shop in 2023. And one of them is that we will be moving the shop. We just decided that everything about this decision made sense for our lives. My current lease expires in April, and so we will be moving out in April. We're gonna need to be done by April. And so because of that, that creates like, I don't even know if I want to get into the amount of little steps it will take to get that job and that goal done, because obviously it's a lot, and we are finishing it ourselves in like the new location ourselves. So it is just going to take a lot of work, and there's a lot of little steps that need to be done, but that is one really big goal that we have for the business this year. So yeah, there's a ton that needs to get done with that. And then on top of all the stuff that needs to get done with that, we also need to actually move everything, which will require like a U-Haul and reorganizing and yada. So basically it's gonna be a lot, but it's gonna be the best decision, I think. We're very excited about the decision to do that. And I think it'll make our lives easier, and it will definitely contribute to the overall goal of doing less, even though it's a very large project and will take a lot of time on the front end. We will obviously be done before she arrives, because we need to be done by April, because that's whenever my lease ends, and it will contribute to doing less throughout the rest of the year whenever she's actually here. So I'm really happy with that decision. I kind of explained in the 2023, the big moves or whatever, the video I'm gonna link in the description that I've already talked about. I kind of explained that the current shop that we are in was always meant to be a temporary holding place. And so it's not something that's upsetting to me. A lot of people have been like, oh no, what happened? You're moving? And I'm like, the best thing ever happened. So it's not the best thing. I mean, like obviously the best thing ever, which is our baby, but like it was exactly what was supposed to happen, and we are so happy about it. And so yeah, we're super excited for that decision. That is the last business goal that I have. I realized that I didn't set that many goals, and to be honest with you, that's because I want there to be time for random things to pop up, like going out to lunch with people with her and having her and planting a garden and just focusing more on, I don't know why I'm feeling this way, like just focusing on things that feel extra important. And I think that maybe having a kid and like the staring down that huge life change makes you feel that way. But I just feel like I really want this year to be more open for saying yes to coffee with friends and doing things that feel like investing in our home and doing things that feel more important than a business or a home project could ever be. Obviously, I think home projects, they add a tremendous amount of value to my life, and so I love them. But I just really want to be able to focus on the really, really important things in life this year. And so that is why I want to do less busy, less stuff that's just spinning the hamster wheel. So that's my goals for this year. It's really, really fun to be able to share more and more. Oh, and I did mention, I guess I did have one more goal. One more goal would be to take this YouTube channel and make it more of a lifestyle channel. And in doing so, we will be doing more videos like this where I just share more about what we're doing, share more about behind the scenes, what it's like to be an Etsy seller. And so yeah, I'm super excited about that as well. And so if you are interested in seeing the behind the scenes of my little Etsy shop that I've had for 8 years, do subscribe, hang out with me here. I would love to have you. We talk about Etsy 2 times a week, and sometimes we're talking about strategy, and sometimes we're just talking about real things that are happening in my life and how that impacts my business and my personal life. And so if that is interesting to you, go ahead and subscribe, and thank you so much for being here and for watching this video.